Everything feeling a bit too easy? It's time to put your performance to the test with some of the hardest gaming challenges to try in 2021. At Logitech G, we understand that you always want to play the best you can. This means you need hardware as good as you are, gear that's not going to let you down at the pivotal moment when you need to make that jump. We also know that you like a challenge. Maybe not, oh that's impossible, I'm going to ruin my life type, but a solid goal to give you serious satisfaction once you've nailed it. In this collection of gaming challenges for 2021, we've curated a selection of tricksy goals. While some of them demand perfect platforming, others need nerves of steel or just perfect planning, which you obviously already possess because you've already subscribed to this channel. Oh wait, you haven't? Complete that first challenge now. Great, thanks. And let's get on with some more. Let's start off with one of 2021's shining stars. No, we aren't just talking about the light bouncing off Agent 47's bald head. Hitman 3 is another glorious dose of everything we love about the stealthy franchise. Endless rich murderous potential amidst glorious sandboxes that just demand endless replays. But while some might say that any journey with Mr. Silverballer here is a challenge, there are infinite ways to crank up the ante.
To do the unthinkable. The unforgivable.
The most obvious of which is attaining a silent assassin ranking. To be knighted with this most holy of commendation. Not only must Agent 47 never be spotted doing anything suspicious,
Building cameras are now disabled.
you must only kill your target. And even then, it needs to be silent. No trigger-happy fun time for you. Oh, and if that somehow feels like a walk in the stealthy park, you might want to try Master difficulty for size. There's only one save per mission, no story guides, you'll take more damage, and even more beady eyes will be keeping an eye out for you. All in a day's work, eh, 47?
Our business is done here, but it's far from over.
It's not new, but with fresh DLC finally arriving this year, you might be heading back to Cuphead just to train those platforming skills. And like Hitman, while completing some Cuphead levels is enough of a digital achievement, when it comes to challenges, you want to make your way into the Steam achievement lists to see if you can make it as part of Cuphead's Elite. This is where things get fun, and loading up the list is telling. While more than 80% of players have beaten a boss for the taking names gong, it's when you scroll down that it gets interesting. Sure, obtaining A ranks is tricky and an S rank is even harder, but the rarest achievement is beat the devil at his own game, which just requires you to complete Cuphead on Expert. Yep, off you pop. It unlocks after you've done the game on normal and the bosses have even more health. Meanwhile, you'll be over here trying to complete a single level on pacifist mode by ignoring regular enemies. It's not going well. From horrible bosses to, well, more horrible bosses. Team Cherry's Hollow Knight is the gift that just keeps on giving when it comes to patience testing difficulty. The thing to remember with his Burton-esque nightmares enemies is that while there's usually an initial version of each boss battle, there's also a further, significantly harder version in the shape of dream variants. These are optional but essential for those who want to test themselves against everything that Hallownest can throw at them. If you haven't spent hours on one boss fight since you were playing side-scrollers in the 90s, this monochrome Metroidvania will test your skills in a way like no other. Just remember to take breaks. While we've done plenty of videos about how dealing with stressful situations in games is good for teaching your brain IRL, you'll need to let yourself rest and recharge. Don't worry, you'll get it next time. Okay, no, stay watching. We know this might sound weird, but it's time for a different kind of challenge. Yes, Stardew Valley can be a lovely, relaxing farm sim, but if you're looking for a challenge, the brand new 1.5 update offers up a new farm type that requires a little bit more planning. The new beach farm layout means you'll be surrounded by lovely water, but that also means sand. So what? Well, sand means you can't pop down sprinklers, and anyone who has spent more than 100 or so hours on Stardew will know that watering crops is, well, kind of a big deal. While there's a tiny plot of dirt that you'll be able to pop sprinklers on, you'll have to get inventive with production to make money. Oh, and if that doesn't feel like enough of a challenge, don't even get us started on the skull mines and beating Journey of the Prairie King on the arcade machine in the Stardrop Saloon. Looking at those Steam stats from earlier, it turns out only 1.4% of players have managed it. Good luck. From the tranquility of Stardew to screams in the dark. We talked about the terror of Phasmophobia last year, and even entering these haunted houses can be frankly too much for our ears to handle. But once you've started to learn the patterns and differences between the specific types of hauntings, there are plenty of ways to make things significantly more challenging for yourself. Going in alone isn't always the way to do it, as you'll often need friends to survive, but your first port of call should be changing the difficulty. It's probably an indication of the difference it makes, but you'll have to spend time as an amateur spook hunter for a while before being able to up the ghosts game. You'll unlock intermediate difficulty at level 10 and then professional ghostbuster at level 15. Of course, the spoils are better with 3 times as much cash once you step in as a pro, but beware. There's no setup time, more frequent bump in the night occurrences, and your sanity drains twice as fast. So yeah, have fun with that. We love Microsoft Flight Simulator for many reasons. The views, the accessibility, the fact that you can use all of your Logitech flight simulation gear to get even closer to that true sensation of flight control. And that's exactly where the challenge comes in. Asobo Studio clearly gives you the option to turn assists on, which means more people can play without worrying about every knob and dial. But gradually turn them off, and every descent and ascent becomes a true adventure as you master the different types of planes on offer. The true sense of achievement the first time you truly manage an assist-free takeoff is sheer delight. But don't forget, once you've sorted yourself out with a Logitech yoke and throttle, there's a whole other challenge to take your flight sim game to the next level. VATSIM. VATSIM, or Virtual Air Traffic Simulation Network, is a free online service for virtual pilots that connects you with other pilots in a digital shared airspace. Importantly, it also simulates air traffic control, meaning you can't just fly in any direction you want and have to adhere to guidelines from real people and therefore very real pressure. They can see you, so don't mess up. So that's a few very different gaming challenges for 2021. Let us know how you're testing yourself in the comments below and drop us a like if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to Logitech G and ring the notification bell so you know when our next video lands.
After decades in the shadows, we are fighting back.